Okay, can y'all hear now? Sorry about that. Let me also maybe turn it down. How's that? So I just got Stream Elements set up. This is my first stream using it, so it's going to be a little finicky because I don't quite know how to set this up just yet. Are y'all able to hear the music? I want to know if y'all can hear the music because that'd be really fun to have. Seems like it's coming through. No? Not really? Okay, hang on. Audio input capture. Give me 1 second. I'm trying to add desktop audio. Okay, y'all still can't hear the music, right? It's been a while since I've had to reset this up. Okay, good. We got music? Cool. Let me know if it's too loud. Okay, that should be good. Okay. All right, I think we're just about ready to get the show on the road. So yeah. This is the Halo Wars Grizzly. This is what we're going to be working on tonight. My voice is quiet there? Okay. Hopefully I'm loud enough now. I'm adjusting things. Okay. But yeah, Grizzly. And then we got all this other stuff over here. The Gorgon, the Banshee, the Vampire. The Vampire really needs to be fixed. I'm gonna adjust the audio of... Ah, dang it. Whatever. There. So yeah. Sorry. Ugh, God. I did say this is going to be a bit of an adjustment for me. Okay. But yes, damage states. We are doing them. Okay. Never seen the Covey Temple before? Yeah, that's the Citadel. That's the Covenant base in Halo Wars 2. Yeah, that's where all the units come out of. But yeah, somebody asked if there's any lore behind the super duper top secret testing facility. There is none. I just wanted a cool place to test my stuff that looked kind of sort of like an actual test range. I wanted a space that was wide enough for things like scarabs and aircraft and stuff, but like, you know, it's just, you know, it's just a box. It's very kind of Gmod coded, you know. Yeah. Okay. You made your own model? No, that's ripped from Halo Wars directly. Sorry, the Covenant Temple is referred to as a Citadel. It's not the Citadel from Halo 3, in case you were wondering. Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. Okay, so we're going to basically try to import some decals from Foundation. So, melted decal shader. .decal. Let's see. Does it have normal maps? It does. Melted. Cool. Oh, that's so good. Okay, okay. All right. Let's get these guys in here. All right. Cool. Man, I'm really happy I was able to get that short out last night. I was actually really proud of that. Just like, I've needed for a while to make a trailer for the channel and kind of like explain the overall project. And it's taken me so long to just sit down and make one, but I'm glad I finally did it. Q&A story. Oh, perfect. All right, dithered, blended. That's what we like to see. Okay. Okay. So this is Melted metal one. Melted metal one. Interesting. I'm gonna ask rejected something real quick. You probably had to make custom shaders. Ah, crud. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Damage. I'm looking for like a tear or a rip or something like that. Oh my god. I want to try to get a few different samples. Is that really all the damage decals there are? Huh. I'm surprised. I thought there'd be more. Mortar blast. Concrete plaster. Okay. That's pretty cool. I like that one. Scorch. Why not? Let's see. New. All right. Wait a second. Are y'all able to see my... Wait a second. Y'all can see my stream, right? Okay, wait. Oh, that was my preview was lagging. Cool. Can the Cyclops pick up objects? I don't know a way how to. I don't know of a way to do that, unfortunately. Let's see. Firefox, you are too dang loud. Okay. I don't know a way to make the Cyclops pick up objects. That would be super sick if it could. But no. Not with this technology. However, I do want its melee to basically send warthogs and stuff flying. That would be really funny. Like, I want him to just, like, slap away a warthog. Okay. So, importing more decals. All right. Scorch. I like this one. Wait. No, that's not how that works. Scorch 2. Actually, I'm just going to open... Can I open that? Open a tag view. Yes, I can. Okay. So, we want Scorch Mark 2 diff. Is there a... There's not a normal map. Okay, whatever. And then... Then there's Scorch Unclamped. Diff. No, I don't want grid view. I want tag view. Open tag view. Okay. Cool. Want that, want that. Cool. Alright. Alright. Wait a second. The alpha isn't alphaing. Unless... No? Does it not have a alpha? No, it doesn't. The heck? Why does it not have an alpha? Oh, I see. Only these have alphas. Okay. That's interesting. So we're only going to take these guys. Decal system. Treat tag view. Okay. Alright. Damage 2D. Cool. Yep. Color. Alpha. Roughness. Metallic. Sure, why not? And I don't like dither transparency. And then... Do you think there are UNSC Marines who got court-martialed for trying to build grab all court with their Cyclops? That'd be so... No, that would be like... That would be the most typical Marine thing to do. Honestly. You're going to tell me you're going to give a bunch of, like, dumb, potentially young, like, grunts a bunch of, like, mech suits, and they're not going to do stupid crap with it? Nah. I like the bullets. I like the bullet decals. Okay. So, new. And then... Whoops. Falcon. Decal system. Tag view. Ugh. I still need to figure out a way to plug in super chats. Not quite sure how to do it on interface with YouTube. It might not even be like a way to do it on YouTube. The only thing I have set up right now is Ko-Fi. But like I know there's probably other ways, better ways to make money. A lot of people have told me to do Patreon, but the problem with Patreon is like Patreon has like tiers and rewards and stuff, and like for what I'm doing, I want to very carefully avoid doing rewards because basically I don't want to like advertise like I'm selling a product of some kind. It's also like Microsoft has said specifically they don't want people to like directly monetize content creation. So like the way I would do it is you're just donating to a creator so that they can just be creative. Because like Halo isn't exclusively the only project I'll ever want to do, but for the foreseeable future, for the next couple of years, it will be. All fun games until the Cyclops slam dunks on the Covenant. Oh heck yeah! Is there a date in mind when we could play this? No, I don't give myself dates for this kind of stuff because I get like test anxiety when I do that. And I just like, I want this, basically, modding is my therapy and I don't want to stress myself out. I don't want to feel like I'm missing. I already kind of feel like I missed a bunch of like deadlines and dates with like the dig site releases and the mod showcases and stuff. So, like, I specifically avoid setting hard dates, but I will say my goal is to have something playable for Halo Fest. I want to put together a trailer. I want to showcase it at Halo Fest, and I want people to play something, some version, even if it's like a demo, even if it's like a test, even if it's like just a quick small thing. I want people to be able to play something by Halo Fest this year. So yeah, that's my goal. That's the closest thing I'm going to have to a deadline. Okay. So we got a couple decals set up, and we're going to just slap them on here and there. Okay. So as per what Rejected was talking about with his stream, we're going to take some faces, duplicate them, selection, and we're going to do his method of shrink, flatten, push it out ever so slightly, melted, metal one, yeah. We're also going to delete most of these faces. I'm also going to not stream crazy long tonight like I have been previously, because I got something to do at about 10:30. So yeah. Okay. Unwrap. Yeah, that works. All right. And voila. Oh. Oops. Shrink flatten. And we want it just barely over the surface there. And then we can just squeeze that in a little bit. Cool. Looks good. Yeah. Cool. Man, this is fun. All right. Melted. Wait. Okay. Project from view. Project from view bounds is probably better. Yep. And that's the way to do it. And then unwrap. I'm going to adjust the placement here. I'm going to put it over here just so I can see what I'm doing. And then render medium. Oh, beautiful. Dang, that actually looks really good. Damn. Okay, it's Green Knight not in the stream. I don't know. Green, are you here? Sound off. Shrink flatten by like just a hair. Yep, there we go. Delta, hey man, it's been a while. Hope you've been well. Awesome work on the mod. You're crushing it, bro. Thank you. Thank you very much. Damn, I love your mod. A very well done work. Green Knight was rage baiting hard during the last stream. Oh my god. Yeah. I'd love to get Rejected in on a call. Just like talk random BS. 3 ads, holy crap. We need to cut Jackal gliders from reach. I don't know if Rejected would be into that. I mean, like, I don't see why he wouldn't be, but, like, I also don't know if, like, he just wants to kind of, you know, go solo while he's streaming for concentration or whatever. Okay. So we gotta mess this thing up pretty good. Is there a model driver's seat in the Grizzly? Not yet. There will be, but I haven't gotten around to that. Right now, I'm just focused on the damage states. But yeah, there will be a driver's seat on the Grizzly. Keep up the good work, brother. Thank you. I intend to. Yeah, so honestly, my dream come true would be being able to do this full time. Just like basically set up the same system as Rejected Shotgun. I would love to just pour all of my time and focus into this passion project. But like my channel is not even monetized yet. So like if you want to help out, definitely share the short, watch the vids, because I need to get up to like 3,000 watch hours. My God, that is loud. And yeah, that's the main thing. I need to get up to 3,000 watch hours in order to monetize my channel. And that is the big challenge right now. So if you want to help out, just watch my vids over and over, share them with your friends, get the word out, help the channel grow. And then, like, you know, who knows? Maybe eventually if all goes well and I'm getting enough traction, I can monetize the channel and hopefully make enough to, like, sort of almost pay the bills. I mean, that's a very lofty goal. But, you know, dare to dream. As I like to say, shoot for the moon, reach the Van Allen belt, you know. What about detaching or rupturing the tanks on the track pods? Oh, that's going to be, so right now I'm on damage state medium. That's going to be damage state major. Major is when, like, stuff's actually going to start falling off. I was looking at the video you posted yesterday on the tank. Is the Grizzly the same size as the Scorpion? No, it's bigger. So, a bunch of you had suggested making it bigger than the Scorpion, which I did. Now, granted, even in the lore, it's only marginally bigger than a Scorpion. Let's see. Do I have Scorpion? Yeah. So it is bigger than the Scorpion, but not like crazy big. It's about like a meter or two longer and like half a meter wider. That's it. So yeah, this is proportionate to the Scorpion. It's also really weird because it's like Halo lore scale is never consistent. It's never logical. Like it's all wishy-washy and doesn't make sense in the first place. And especially when you look at Halo Wars in-game, you'll notice, like, the Marine is, like, more than half the size of the Warthog or some crap. Like, there's a lot of nonsense going on. So I'm basically just going with what looks and feels correct. And right now, this looks and feels correct. The Wolverine, on the other hand, I feel like the Wolverine should be just a little bit smaller. Because, like, right now, it's bigger than a Spartan. Like, it's taller than a Spartan, which may be just a little too big. So eventually I do plan on scaling the Wolverine down. There's a whole process for that, though. It's not as simple as just, like, slide, you know, down to 0.75% or whatever. You have to re-export everything, and I don't want to deal with that pain right now. We back, baby. Grizzly is 2 meters bigger, basically all directions. Not all directions. It's longer than it is wide. So it is bigger overall, but it's like it's bigger in length than it is width, as you can see here. The Humble Cougar. That thing is curse scale. I'd look at a ladder on it. Yeah. But yes. Oh, dang it. I don't have collision on my avatar guy. He's invincible. God dang, this place looks really good with this new lighting I gave it. Hang on, I want to fly the Falcata around a little. Whee! Yeah. Just got here. Why would you scale down the Wolverine? Because it's huge. Because a Spartan doesn't even like a Spartan is like smaller than it, and like this is technically supposed to be a Warthog-sized tire, and yet the tire itself is almost as big as a Spartan. So even compared to the Cobra, it's pretty huge. It's a little chonky. So I am gonna scale it down just a little bit to not be so ridiculous. Any chance on making that map downloadable so we can all play your stuff? Oh, sure, yeah, absolutely. When the mod comes out, like, I am considering like having a select few people have access to like playable builds and stuff, or like playable maps. I don't know why my audio is getting all funky. Oh, there it comes. But yeah, the only thing is, so I don't want people to just like, share like unfinished stuff around, because it's like, the thing is, the hype has to be managed very carefully. So if I let the cat out of the bag prematurely, it's going to look like an unfinished, like just kind of like casual hobby project. I want to come out of the gate fully swinging with a completed campaign and like every single vehicle totally game ready, like AAA quality, like ready to go. And the impact of a mod like that will have way more like significance in terms of like getting attention to the mod scene and even the Halo scene than like, sharing like one or two vehicles by themselves. So like, yeah, that's why. And I know it sucks, and I know you guys are like, really eager to play, but I want to do this right. I seriously, I think this has the potential to kind of have a big blowout impression on the wider Halo and gaming community. And so I'm saving it up for like a big reveal. So anyway, that is to say that when playtests do happen, they're going to be very kind of like tight knit, and like very managed, because I don't want just randos sharing tags, sharing maps, sharing files, stuff like that. And I want everything to be carefully curated. So, yeah. I do want to grow the channel. I want to get exposure and hype, but I also, like, I don't want to, like, let too much gas out before there's a big, build up. Yeah. Anyway, that's a long-winded ramble. I hope you understand. I'm afraid to tell you that you've already surpassed 343 and thus AAA in some respects. So yeah, my old one of my contacts at 343 was like, "Wow, you are pretty impressive with how fast you can turn around vehicles." Yeah. I was always asking like what the technical hurdles are at 343, like with vehicles, like how come it takes so long for us to get a vehicle out. And like basically it comes down to tech, and also the fact that like, they were a little shorthanded on animators, and apparently animators are like really, really important for the vehicle making process. And this is also like, it's just like problems with the slipspace engine and the tools. the classic Halo games, while they're like kind of clunky compared to a modern engine, Halo Infinite had just a lot of tech debt, and there wasn't like a streamlined way to edit for like somebody who's not a direct programmer to edit and make things, from what I understand. Again, don't quote me, don't treat my word as gospel. I just have limited knowledge, limited perspective, but yeah. Um, in any case, uh, yeah, what I'm trying to say is these tools, while they are old, are more established. And, I mean, speak of the devil, it just crashed on me here. They are clunky compared to modern engines, but they're also just like, they were used to make like a handful of really great games. So they've had a lot of R&D put into them, and they're more I guess I don't know if either simpler or polished are the right descriptors. I don't know. Oh god, I gotta rearrange my windows here. One sec. Huh. This map has been crashing on me a lot lately. Anyway. Let's see. Would you keep original scalable marine upside variant for Spartans? No. It should be a one size fits all. Okay. Okay, so because y'all are talking about it, for context, I was a former contractor for 343. I spent about a year and a half working on Halo Infinite. I modeled a lot of the armors and accessories you see in the model weapon shop. Um, and just to like, because I don't want another like spiral of the topic. My experience at 343 was honestly the best experience I've had in my entire career. Everyone there was super supportive. Everyone there was like really like nice and helpful, and just, they were anti-crunch, and we were all really passionate. The things from my personal experience, of the things that like I could see from where I was in the studio, the things that kind of like held me and like, some of my other coworkers back was, yeah, contracting. Although weirdly enough, even though I was a contractor, they basically treated me like an employee, like in terms of like just basic respect. And like I got like visual access to a lot of things and meetings that I didn't expect to. My input was taken, and sometimes they even acted on some of my feedback. But the things that like held me back was just like, yeah, the bureaucracy, I guess. They're a AAA company, so they can't operate like an indie studio does, where like if someone has a cool idea, they're allowed to like, just put together a tech demo. From what I understand, that was at one point more commonplace in the studio in the past, when they had more time and resources. But obviously, Infinite, they were constantly on like a budgetary and time constraint, so there was just never enough time and resources to pull really any cool ideas off. no matter how much people wanted to. And I can guarantee you, everyone at the studio has pretty much the exact same desires as the community. It's just, again, a matter of time and budget and resources. And the point I want to make here is the main reason I'm able to do all this in the way that I am and at the speed that I am is because I'm one guy, yes, which is an enormous amount of work, but also I'm not constrained by a budget or by a schedule. And that's another reason I don't want to have like a deadline for this stuff. I'm able to just do whatever I want whenever I want. But that's just not how an actual studio, any game studio, works. So yeah, like this is a passion project, and when you're part of an actual production, it's cool to have great ideas, but your job is you're literally paid to fulfill a certain job. And like the thing that was like frustrating, but I understand, is that while I technically theoretically could have done a lot more than what I was like able to, they didn't bill for like this or that side tangent. They billed me as a contractor for specific types of work. And like I talked extensively about the idea of like maybe being put on the vehicle team, maybe expanding my role to this or that, but like it's just the powers that be never really had the budget to hire too many people while I was there. And like yeah, so it is what it is. But yeah, in terms of also, and another reason like the resources were constantly so limited was again because of the tech debt. There were just certain things about the engine you could never fix. Like even with if you had an unlimited budget, unlimited time, and you somehow track down all of the original programmers, like it's just after a certain point it's a sunk cost fallacy, and it's just more worth it to like I don't know, move your game to Unreal Engine or something. So that's what they did, and yeah, at the end of the day, that's where we are. Oh, I didn't say 3 years. I said a year and a half. So technically, oh my god, I'm brain farting my mental math. What was that 18 months? A year and a half? I don't remember. But yeah, and I'm not kidding. Like there are certain things in the engine that were just non-starters. Like certain even basic things just didn't exist in the engine anymore because they've been like ripped out or like replaced or you know whatever. So it you know there's a lot of people discuss like the slip space engine, building a new engine, what even is a new engine compared to an old engine. And I mean like the truth is that most game engines are derivative of engine versions that came before them. All game engines are built off of the previous game engine. So Slip Space technically is just a heavily modified version of the Halo 5 engine. The Halo 4 engine is a modified version of the Halo Reach engine, and so on and so forth. So that's true of all game engines. Like Bethesda has been using the same game engine for like 20 years, famously, but it's also technically the newer game engines are their own thing because there's certain things new engines do that old engines don't, and vice versa. But yeah, um, like their honest to God is just like there was a lot of things you genuinely could not do, even with all the money and time in the world. Most computer second generalization. But yeah, How does the driver get in the Grizzly? I'm thinking about putting the hatch right here. You see this panel right here? Uh, I'm thinking of making this the hatch, and it like folds forward, and then you just climb in here. Yeah, there's not really a clear hatch for the Grizzly, so I'm just kind of having to make it up. I mean, there's one on the top, but I don't know if I want to use that. I'm amazed you're able to make these mods as casually as a kid doodling in MS Paint, dude. It years of practice, man. Years of just learning and like being. I mean, like, not for nothing. I've been in the game industry for 13 years as a professional AAA artist, so that's where that comes from. It's it's like not even not even casual. Like I guess it looks easy, but it's definitely not. It comes from just an ungodly amount of trial and error. Hang on one second. Got to use the restroom. Have you considered variants of vehicles, by the way? Sun Devil Scorpion anti-aircraft variant would be rad. I have, and I may update the mod in the future with variants, but just making the base vehicles themselves is already such a colossal amount of work that I'm not making that a priority at this point in time. Let's see. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna add some slices. Dixie resurrected version of Sunday. Just wondering how the actual hell is bipedal needler thing supposed to work in Reach's engine. I know someone got a scare working in 3, but that must be some serious wizardry. I mean, it's just a it's just a biped tag. Basically, the way it can work. Oh God, I gotta rearrange my stuff again. One moment. Sapiens used to a. Oh no, wait, hang on. Window, view, tool. Oh no, window, vertically. Properties. But yeah, basically I can just have the Gorgon be a biped, just like the Elite or the Grunt or anything else. It's just going to be implied to be a vehicle, but will functionally be a character, if that makes sense. But that's kind of besides the point, because the Gorgon might not be in the Reach version of the mod, because I want the multiplayer aspect to allow people to drive vehicle bipeds in multiplayer, which is not possible in Reach, unfortunately. So there will never be a playable Cyclops in Reach other than like a single player campaign, or like a firefight map. But in Halo 4, you know, you can do all that stuff in multiplayer. Yeah. Here's our boy. Here's our handsome little boy. Our weird little monstrosity we've made. The Citadel, that's so cool. Yeah. Yeah, we got the Citadel in here. There's no actual interior. It's just like paper thin 2D or 3D 3D model. But there will be an interior that's kind of dug into the ground, so you can explore in there a little bit. They rejected him for a reason. Yeah, well, I'm unrejecting him. He's an ugly little bastard, and we're gonna like make him as pretty as he can be, and he's going in the mod just for the fun of it. He is a funny little guy. He certainly is. Yeah. Do we think lore-wise the Gorgon could be a hunter construct like the Scarabs? Oh yeah, like that's one of my favorite ideas. Same thing with the Locust, actually. That's one of my favorite ideas. Is that like any kind of Walker Covenant vehicle is basically just a Legolo colony inside of a bunch of machinery. I love that. I headcanon that, and that's typically what ends up happening, because like the Scarab is basically held together by Legolo worms. Okay. Now then, what were we doing? What were we doing? Okay. Selection. Melted metal. Oh, wait. Melted shots. And then UV, project from view. And then unwrap. Actually, I should probably just project from view bounds, and then unwrap. There we go. That's cool. All right. And then I'm gonna cut this out with a knife. Whoops. It's kind of hard to see when it's like this. Okay. Face. Cool. And then just push it out ever so slightly. What the heck? What happened to my my other thing? Uh-oh. Copy that. Yeah, where'd you go? Oh my god, I'm an idiot. There we go. Push that out. What happened to the music? There we go. I remember seeing the core of the Halo 3 scare for the first time and being disgusted by the textures. They were worms. That's right. Oh. The project Discord link is invalid? What? 1 second. Invalid. What? Invite may have expired. Oh, okay. I'll fix that later. Sorry. Or, well, hang on. How do I just... Your invite link, it expires in 7 days. Can't I just copy the link to the, or the URL to the server? Hang on. Server name, invite people, then copy the URL to share. Can edit it to be permanent. Well, that's what I want to do. Gosh. 1 second. Invite to server. Edit invite link. Expire after never. Okay, that's what it was. Okay, and then let me see if I can edit the Discord link in real time. Okay, seems to work. Okay, I have edited the Discord link. Hopefully that shows up. See if people can join. If I remember correctly, it's 2 Legolo colonies merged into 1 instead of split apart into a pair like normal hunters. Huh. Okay. Wait. I'm trying to think about how I want to do the damage states. So maybe this should be minor? Minor, medium, major. Yeah. Maybe this should be the minor damage state. I'm going to make this the minor damage state. Wait. Copy, move to render minor. Okay, so this is still here, but now, I got an idea. Let's chop this off, and we're gonna make this a garbage piece. So, track FL bracket, and we're gonna move this to our garbage collection because it's gonna blow off. Wait, actually, no, wait. No. First, we're gonna separate it. We're gonna use a knife tool. Occlude. We do not want to occlude. We want to slice right on through this guy. Nope. That don't. Nope. Did that slice through? It did not. So I need to... Ugh. Blender doing Blender things. I am not a seasoned Blender user. I'm still learning. It does things quite differently. There we go. Oh my god. What the hell? You know what? Mesh. Plane. I'm gonna Boolean it. Screw it. All right, now we're gonna do some sculpting of this guy, just to kind of rough it up a little bit. There we go. All right, and then we're gonna use this plane to separate this guy. Sculpt mode. We're gonna introduce some unevenness. All right. Okay. Actually, also, to make things easier on us, let's go ahead and make damaged, grizzly damaged, and then I'm going to UV this. I'm going to UV it to this patch of metal. Well, I want bare shiny metal, so that's tricky here. Oh, yeah, that's real tricky. There's kind of no bare shiny metal to be found, which sucks. Yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, that works. Whatever. There we go. Okay. All right. Now, use a Boolean. Whoops. Boolean. And we split. Should be splitting. Why is it not splitting? Oh, wait. It's probably because it's not airtight, right? Yeah, it's not. Okay, so I'm going to take these. I'm going to seal the holes in them. That does seem to sort of help. There we go. Hang on. The Boolean is trying its very best to solve this. Perhaps if I made this solid as well. And also, if I got rid of the decals. Selection. Boolean. Wait, what? What are you doing? What are you doing, man? Difference. Oh, there we go. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So, I'm going to duplicate this. Wait, no. The hell? Okay. We're going to apply this. Then, we're going to flip these normals. Oh, wait. Shit. UV map. UV channel 1. See, that's a problem. Yes, UV channel 1. There we go. That has the desired effect. Okay. So apply that Boolean. And then and apply that boolean. Okay, so took a second, but we got there eventually. There we go. So these are now two separate pieces, and this is going to fall off of the little piece we made there. Yeah. Ugh. This is honestly terrible geometry, but I don't really care because it's a piece of garbage, literally. I'm just trying to get it to stop Z fighting like this. You know what, though? I'm actually going to clean this up. Yeah. Oh my god, there we go. That's what I was after. Okay. There we go. Okay, my god, that took a long time to break off that freaking bracket. Okay, so uh track LF track LF. Where's the FL? Track FL. Track FL side bracket. Okay, now we send it to garbage. Because that piece is going to break off, and yeah. Haven't heard of the term Z fighting in a minute. Brings me back to catching to the glitching, flashing mountains in Skyrim. Yeah, right. The heck? Oh. Oh. Gotta make sure to label the vertex groups correct. What the heck? Oh. That's why. There we go. Sorry if I'm a little quiet, guys. I'm a little locked in, as you all know. Hmm. Just cutting up some geo to add a little bit of depth. There we go. Gar. Oh. It's getting kind of quiet. If anybody has any questions, let me know. The heck? Oh, there we go. It's just Grizzly to watch you work on the Grizzly. What's my day job? Without giving away too much details, I work for an engineering company now. It's a good job. Don't get me wrong. It's just it's different from the game industry. It's not quite as creative. It's still really fulfilling and fascinating work. But yeah, I am already starting to miss the creative aspects of my career. Defense contractor, no. Although I probably know enough to be at least moderately useful in that role. Hmm. Wait, what the heck? Why are the markers all out of whack? That's weird. But yeah, the markers are completely off. The hell? Why are all the markers wrong? Huh. Very strange. Hey, wait a second. Yeah, what the heck? Yeah, the markers are totally messed up. What the okay, don't know how that happened. Alright, I'm probably going to reach a stopping point pretty soon here. I'm late. What did I miss? Not much. Just making damage states for the Grizzly, popping off panels and whatnot, and messing things up. And then here is my testing facility map with new lighting and everything. It's very pretty. And I got the Grizzly over here, all up and running. And it's quite nice. If you look in front of the tank, I do think that there is something like a hatch you were saying you'd probably do for the back to enter it. Well, so this isn't a hatch right here. This is more like, I don't know, ERA panels or something. This, however, this seems to have a hinge-like feature, so I'm probably going to end up making that the hatch. And the hijack animation for the Grizzly, even though I looked at it again, I'd want to think they could have made it get hijacked from the back. They're supposed to be like that. What are your thoughts on Gen AI being used in the video game development, not just for Halo but in general? It's sorry, that's distracting me. Um, Gen AI. I mean, like, I'm gonna speak personally, anecdotally. Um, as far as Gen AI is concerned, I have found virtually no use for any of it other than maybe up-resing textures. That is the only time I've ever used it. I mean, like, I played around with some of the generative AI voice stuff to make like memes or whatever. But it's like it takes so much work just to get a result you want. And like even AI voice generation, you know, it can be good, but it can also like just be very robotic and not give you the inflection you want. And it's like it's probably easier just to modulate your voice or hire a voice actor in that case. Um, yeah, I mean, like I'm sure it'll get better, but like in any case, um, you know, there's also something to be said for the fact that it's like virtually everybody I know in the game industry is unemployed right now and has been for like anywhere from 6 months to 2 years, partially because of AI. And you know, there's all this investment and like I have yet to see a use case, like a solid proven use case where it's like, oh yeah, we switched to like the majority of the development being done by AI and we created this fantastic objectively good product which is a resounding success and everybody likes it. um you know, like granted, you know, any new technology that's going to take years for something like that to come out, but I mean, like i feel like I feel like 90% of AI like demos, whenever they showcase like, you know, oh, we used AI to make a movie trailer, we used AI to make like a quick demo, we used AI to make code, you know, blah blah blah. You know, it's always just like a sample. It's always just a test. It's always just a quick demonstration. It's never like a solid full product. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure there's a full AI generated movie or game or something out there, but like, I mean, I haven't seen them, and like what I have seen is like, eh, it's not really all quite there. And I know that the promise is always like, oh well, the tech will get better, tech will get better, tech will get better. I mean, like that's the same excuse most modern AAA games use for like, oh yeah, wait till season 2, wait till season 3, wait till season 4, and it's like, you know, we go through like 9 or 12 seasons and the game's still not fully fixed, and then what do you know, they pulled a plug because they lost player count. I feel like it's going to be the same way with like a lot of Gen AI stuff. So anyway, um, I don't even know if I'm really commenting on the efficacy or ethics right now, but it's kind of both. It's like not only is it having an incredibly destructive effect on, you know, the video game workforce. I mean, like, there's a reason that I got a job at an engineering company and, like, you know, haven't been able to get a job in games again. It's because it's like, you know, I had like 3 or 4 people reach out to me being like, hey, dude, once we get funding for a game, you have a job. And I'm like, great, sweet. But, like, you know, uh, the game industry is still, you know, kind of kaput right now. And it is partially due to, you know, all the AI stuff. Um, yeah. Anyway. Yeah. So it's just kind of a mix of like, you know, the AI is being shoved down everyone's throats, basically. It's being overutilized, over implemented. A lot of good people and tools and workflows and established methods are being sacrificed on the altar of AI. And for what is my question? Like, what do we have to show for it? Some stuff is impressive objectively. It's an objectively like you know, impressive technology, but you know, the way it's being implemented and like, you know, not only the way it's being implemented but the effects it's having, I don't know. I'm also just like a believer in that, like, I've tooled around with a lot of automated methods of doing some of my things, like automatic retopology and like UV unwraps and stuff like that. And like, you know, even when using some of these tools, I'm like, man, it would save so much time if I just did it right the first time, you know? Yeah. It doesn't always save time either. Like, there's so much fixing you have to do. And, like, in my experience, there's so many times where I've been trying to repair a broken model or, like, fix or edit or touch up something. And I found that, like, I wind up saving time and making something, like, far more reliable and good just by starting from scratch and doing it right, you know? I don't know. That's just like a general rule of thumb, at least for my workflow. And of course, if you want to speak to the emotional or ethical aspect, of course, yes, I like real art made by humans, you know? I think a lot of, like, a really nice quote I heard where it's like, why would I bother to read something nobody bothered to write, you know? Like, it is the simple fact that it is made by a conscious human who has, like, actual thoughts and beliefs and feelings that I can, relate to and communicate with, that makes art appealing for me, that somebody else may have experienced things I may have experienced, and or, like, they're expressing things that I can identify with, whereas an AI is just an algorithm that's just being told, oh, people in your category that check these tick marks according to our algorithm, find this, and this feature set appealing, and then they just shove it in front of my face, and, like, you know, the most feedback I can give is like, did you like this? Yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down. Can we show you more crap that you may or may not enjoy? And I'm like, I would rather just, like, I'd rather know the artist. I'd rather, like, latch on to a person, a real person who I could have a fluid conversation with. I mean, like, granted, you can practically have a fluid conversation with AI now, but it's like, it's not real. It's a robot, and I don't want to spend my time talking to a robot. You know, I like interacting with people, as crazy as that sounds in this day and age. Yeah, whenever it comes to these topics, I always try to give both a pragmatic answer as well as an emotional answer. Because, I mean, like, in the gaming and business and, career world, the emotional answers always fall on deaf ears and they kind of go nowhere. So it's like, I try to present a pragmatic view of it, regardless of how I personally feel on an emotional level, because I know that is almost always going to get more mileage in the long run, and it's always going to have more actual, momentum and impetus behind it, you know, and also the fact that I do think that there are pragmatic, practical reasons to be ethical. A lot of people, a lot of people like to dip into nihilism and say there's, the concept of good and evil is just a social construct. I'm like, kind of, not really. It's like, whether or not you believe in them, they are principles that kind of determine how our world works. It's like, I think that treating others, with kindness and respect is, on a pragmatic and practical level, just how you reach agreements and work with others to get things done, So it's like, yeah, being ethical has a practical use in many cases. How's the Grizzly tank progress so far? We're getting there. I'm on the medium damage state. Just, like, basically picking apart bits and pieces little by little, one at a time. It's a big process. It's just like, take this panel, mess it up, skew it, cut things up, crunch them down, stuff like that. AI isn't a tool, it's an agent. A tool assists, an agent doesn't for you. Nah, AI is a tool. AI does certain aspects of your job for you. And I mean, like, if the purpose is not to assist, but rather than to replace, then all of the AI evangelist logic and talking points completely fall apart, because the whole idea, the entire reason that, or at least the narrative that a lot of companies are saying, is that AI is the future because it will enhance uh, people's lives. It'll enhance productivity. It will benefit mankind, and they won't have to do as much. But it's just like, well, it's not enhancing anybody. It's replacing people. It's only enhancing people who are unable or willing to do that work in the first place. The people who are able and willing would rather do that work and be compensated for it, depending. Otherwise, some people do use it as just another tool in the tool chest and a part of the process, which is like, that's how I view it. I mean, like, if it's good enough, there are use cases where I'd be like, sure, I'd let AI freaking handle that because it's tedious as hell. I want to get to the creative stuff. So it's not like I'm objectively diametrically opposed to the technology or its implementation in any form. It's just like, again, as everybody says, you know, you got to use it smartly, find an actual use instead of just like, and that's another thing. And I think that literally nobody would disagree with this because this is pretty apparent at this stage. AI in so many cases is a solution in search of a problem, right? Like, every single company is just AI this, AI that, and just like they're just slapping the phrase AI onto things that, like, really, did we need AI for this? It's just very silly. It is very much like a marketing gimmick to a lot of companies. There's even some cases where I've seen like there's like companies advertising just a basic program or algorithm or you know, an existing technology that they're now rebranding as AI. And I'm like, that's not AI. That's been around for years. What are you talking about? So there definitely is a big hype train aspect to it. Okay. But yeah, it's about 10:30. So like I said, I got to get off and go take care of something. So yeah, I want to thank everybody for tuning into the stream. I know it's like kind of a grind to get through this process. But we will get through it, and the Grizzly will have some beautiful damage states. But yeah, for now, we do have a playable functional Grizzly currently in the process of getting its damage states, and it is pretty fun to drive around. I'm so happy I got the suspension fully working. God, like, when I got it to work perfectly, it was such a satisfying feeling because it was such a struggle. It's always something like I don't understand, or it's a simple solution that's staring me in the face. Here, I'll zoom in on the Sapien window real quick for you guys. Vehicles. So, like, look at that. Touches the ground and it slides out. Oh, just wonderful. It's so, and also, I mean, like, each one of these tracks shifts up and down in addition to tilting like this. So satisfying. Anyway, all right. I hope y'all enjoyed the stream. Thank y'all for tuning in. If you want to help out the channel, you know, like I said, just watch my videos, share the videos as much as you can. Help me get up to 3,000 watch hours so I can get monetized. And then, you know, get us one step closer to me being able to spend more of my time doing this stuff, because there's a lot to do, and I would love to do this full time if I possibly could. So yeah, go ahead and like, share, subscribe, share with your friends, spread the word. And yeah, I will see y'all later.